Hello everyone, it's that teacher here, and today's lesson is going to be on decimal number value. Let's start learning. Number value is the actual value of a digit based in its position in the number. Now, decimal number value is slightly different. It just includes numbers with a decimal place, as you can see by the example. Now, if you haven't already seen my two place value videos and my number value video, I highly recommend going and checking those out beforehand. It will give you a small foundation of learning before we get into this next concept. So with that said, let's get going. Their example is 21,731.345. Now, the 2 is in the tens of thousands column, so that would be 20,000. The number value of that would be 20,000. There's a 1 in the thousands column, so 1,000. The number value would be 1,000. There's a 7 in the hundreds column, that would be 700. Now, 3 in the tens column, that would be 30. 10, 20, 30. There's 3 tens, that would be 30. Finally, there's 1 in the ones column, or in some countries they call it the units column. So the value of that, the number value of that would be 1. Now, as you can see, this number includes a decimal place, which is that dark circle below. The first number is in the tenths column. Now, it's smaller than 1 whole, so we always have to put a 0 before anything after the decimal point. So the first number value would be 0.3, because it's not quite 1, it's 3/10 of 1 whole. So 0.3. Moving on, we go to the hundreds column. Now, there's a 4 in the hundreds column. This is broken into 100 little pieces. The 1 whole is broken into 100 little pieces. So that would be 0.04. There's 4 tiny little pieces in 100. It's less than a whole, so you need to put those zeros. 0.04. Finally, the thousands column, that 1 whole has been broken into 1,000 little pieces. You need to put 3 zeros. Just think of the number 1,000, there's 3 zeros. So they need to go in this order. 0.005, okay? So that's how we do the decimal number value. Now, just some quick tips to remember the number value. I always tell my students, what is that number worth? You see it's in the hundreds column, there's a 7 there. What is that 7 actually worth? What's the number value of that 7? 700, okay? So just think, what is the value? Sometimes say, how much is it worth, okay? That's how you remember number value. Moving forward, we're going to the 0 in the number value. Zeros are worthless in number value. No matter what place that 0 is located, they're worth 0. So as you can see, I'm going to skip through. You hit a 0 in the thousands column. There's no thousands, so it would be worth nothing. It would be worth 0. So I'll quickly zip through these numbers. Now, we get to the tens columns. Remember, I'm going to slow it down here. 0.3, because it's not 1, it's smaller than that. So we have to put the 0 in the decimal place. 0.3. Now we get to the hundreds column where we have a 0. That would be worth nothing, because 0 in number value is worthless. That would be worth 0. Finally, a 5 in the thousands column, 0.005. So hopefully that helps. When it comes to number value, 0 is completely worthless. Let's move on. Now everyone, it's my turn. I'm going to guide you through some of these questions. Let's get started. So A, you can see that the 7 is located in the hundredths column. So remember, it's less than 1, so it needs to begin with zeros. So 0.07. The 1 has been broken into 100 tiny pieces, and we have 7 of them. So 0.07, okay? I've mixed it up to include a variety of different place values, not just the thousands or tenths column. We're going to include all of them just so we can round our understanding and consolidate that learning. So as you can see in B, the 2 has been underlined. Now that 2, don't forget to use the place value chart, it'll really help you here. That 2 is in the thousands column, so that would be 2,000. Moving on, in C, the 3 is located in the tenths column. This is why I keep stressing that it's important to know your place value, because place value is the foundation for number value. So you can see that the 3 is in the tenths column, so that would be worth 0.3. Moving along, we have a 4 in the hundredths column. That would be worth 0.04. E, we have our first number in the thousandths column. We have 2 thousandths. So remember, we need to include 3 zeros there. 0.002. Now finally, F, I've thrown in a 0 there in the hundredths column. That 0 is completely worthless. No matter what place that 0 fell, it would be completely worthless. So you already know that is worth nothing. It is worth 0. So hopefully this has helped. On the next slide, there's a variety of questions for you to do at home. If you need any assistance, ask someone at home how to do this. Hopefully my tips and tricks have helped. If you're not sure and nobody's at home, just rewind, make sure, go through it slowly. Now it's your turn. Grab a piece of paper. You need to make sure that you've got a pen handy. Write the answers down. If you want to write the questions down, that's okay as well. Use the place value chart. If you don't have your own place value chart, no problem. Just go to Google, type it in, place value chart, copy one of those, print it out. So that helps you. Having a physical tool in front of you often helps students who don't understand concepts. So these are your slides. I'm about to show you the answers now. So fingers crossed you followed through all the steps. You've consolidated your understanding, you're gonna nail it. So as you can see, these are the answers to the slides above. Now, I know you would have all done a great job. If you have any questions, please write it down below. I'll be happy to answer for you. So thank you for coming to today's lesson. That's decimal number value. We'll see you in the next lesson.